Tired of the same old thing for breakfast every day? Well, just wait until you've tried some canned haggis on toast. Incorporating chicken breast into your first meal of the day is a great way to stay satiated throughout the morning. Since it's pre-cooked, canned chicken is ready to eat straight out of the tin, which means less time in the kitchen in the mornings. It also means that you don't need to worry about dealing with raw chicken, which can be a potential source of contamination. If you're in a rush, you can even eat the poultry straight out the can. Not that we recommend doing this on an everyday basis. After all, there's nothing quite like a balanced diet of meat, veggies, fruits, dairy, and grains to keep both your body and mind in a tip-top shape. For a filling and easy-to-make feast, as well as an extra burst of flavor, add chunks of canned chicken to your morning eggs. Another great way to enjoy canned chicken in the morning is to incorporate it in your breakfast sandwiches and wraps. One Quora member explains that they use canned chicken on sandwiches the same way as they would canned tuna, saying, "Mix chicken with chopped celery, onion, herbs, and seasoning to taste. Add mayo and slap it on some bread." Did you know that in Vienna, the capital of Austria, Vienna sausages are known as Frankfurters? This is attributed to the fact that the sausages were created by a butcher from Frankfurt, Germany, who later settled in Vienna. In North America, the term Vienna sausage usually refers to short canned sausages made from a blend of chicken, beef, pork, and turkey.
Coming on the scene in the late 19th century, the American take on Vienna sausages are normally smoked and preserved in cans with gelatin or broth. The pre-cooked wieners can be eaten right out of the can. However, we recommend getting up a little earlier and at least warming up the mini sausages. Even better, why not follow the advice of one Redditor who says, "I will chop them up and throw them in baked beans so it's like beanie weenies. Also chopped up in an omelette, like a less zesty Spam." Another Vienna sausage enthusiast suggests, cut them lengthwise, put some Gouda or other cheese in between, and wrap it with bacon. Sear in a pan. Translating to paste in French, pâté can be made from a variety of meats, ranging from pork to poultry. While the most expensive type of the spread is foie gras, that's made from duck or goose liver, there are other versions of pâté out there that will only set you back a handful of dollars. These can be made from pork, beef, ham, and even seafood. Other ingredients such as vegetables, dried fruit, nuts, and spices are also often thrown into the mix for flavor and texture, and it comes in a variety of consistencies. Since pâté is a spreadable paste, it can be a delicious and convenient ingredient to pop on your breakfast sandwich. Simply grab a fresh baguette or some toasted bread slices, smear them with butter, and top with pâté and a little salt and pepper. Those who like to think outside the box may want to try adding a little pâté to their morning scrambled eggs, or as a garnish for other classic breakfast dishes such as Eggs Benedict or deviled eggs.
Want pâté? Pâté they shall have.
Normally, roast beef takes hours of preparation in the oven, where it's typically cooked at different temperatures to achieve a crispy exterior and a tender and juicy interior. Luckily, canned roast beef offers a much faster alternative, and unlike most canned meats, customers argue that some canned roast beef comes very close to replicating the texture and flavor of the real thing, with cuts usually taken from the round, chuck, or loin. While roast beef shines in dinner dishes such as shepherd's pie, tacos, quesadillas, and beef stroganoff, the versatile ingredient can also brighten up your breakfast. It can be used in a hash, with scrambled eggs, or in a breakfast burrito, with one Redditor pointing out you'd use it in whatever you would use shredded beef for. Unlike its cousin, Spam, which is made from ground pork and ham, canned ham only contains pre-cooked boneless ham, which has been compressed rather than ground. During the packaging process, the meat is typically sprinkled with dry gelatin, which then mixes with the ham juices and turns into jelly that cushions the product during handling. The savory flavor of canned ham can take your morning meals to the next level. From the humble ham and cheese sandwich to ham omelets and scrambled eggs, the meat is a firm breakfast favorite. For those who enjoy experimenting, canned ham can also be incorporated into more out-of-the-box breakfast dishes. One of these is the bacon sausage ham breakfast skillet, based on a recipe developed by Jamie Monconan. She told Mashed, "This breakfast skillet reminds me of a meat lover's pizza, but the breakfast version. It's incredible how many flavors are in a single bite." Ready to eat straight out of the tin, canned turkey contains pre-cooked chunks of poultry that are submerged in water or broth. The turkey is sometimes seasoned for additional flavor. While some canned turkey is made with white meat only, other canned products contain a mixture of white and dark meat. White turkey meat comes from the bird's breast and wings, whereas dark meat is sourced from its legs and thighs. While dark turkey meat is usually flavorful and juicy, its white counterpart tends to contain less fat and is usually more bland in flavor. Although we often associate turkey roasts with Thanksgiving, canned turkey can make a satisfying addition to your breakfast egg dishes. For instance, to make a turkey filling for your omelette, simply fry the poultry with your choice of ingredients like mushroom, shallots, and fresh herbs. And turkey also makes the perfect base for a breakfast sandwich. While it is processed, canned pork is usually made with very few additional ingredients, making it quite similar to freshly cooked pork. In many cases, the only thing that's thrown into the mix is a little salt. Water isn't usually added to the cans before they are sealed. This may be a little unexpected since canned pork is usually submerged in liquid when the can is first opened. Rest assured, this liquid is normally just meat juices, not any added water or broth. To get the most out of canned pork, let it sit and reabsorb the juices before use. Of course, not everybody is a fan of pork.
I just don't dig on swine, that's all.
Why not?
Pigs are filthy animals.
But while canned pork isn't as popular in the US as canned ham or even canned chicken, it can be a great complement to your usual breakfast fare. If you enjoy breakfast sandwiches, an easy way to incorporate it into your breakfast is to shred it into sandwich filling and pair it with eggs and English muffins. While haggis may be an acquired taste for most Americans, it's a traditional favourite in Scotland. Unfortunately, fresh haggis can be close to impossible to find in America. But the good news is that canned haggis is pretty close to the real deal, with one Redditor going so far as to claim that it's the only tinned meat product that actually tastes as good as fresh. For those not in the know, haggis is made from the heart, liver and lungs of sheep, mixed with other ingredients such as beef or mutton suet, onion, oatmeal and spices. The ingredients are stuffed into sheep's stomach lining and boiled. Haggis has a rich and peppery flavour and the texture of a crumbly sausage.
What is haggis?
Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley.
And what do you do with it?
You eat it!
Haggis can make an interesting addition to morning meals. Perhaps the best way to sample haggis as a breakfast option is to fry it in a skillet. Alternatively, you can also spread the meat on parchment paper and cook it in the oven until it's ready to devour. Once cooked, spread a little of the meat on a slice of toast and top it with melted cheese. While meatballs may not be your typical breakfast staple, they can provide a hearty and satisfying start to the day. You could make your own meatballs, but stocking up on the canned version of the protein is much less labor-intensive. Made from different meat types including chicken, pork, and beef, and seasoned with a range of spices, canned meatballs typically come submerged in some type of sauce, such as tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, or good old-fashioned gravy. So choosing the style and brand that's right for your tastes is important. Whatever your choice, canned meatballs can be delicious in breakfast sandwiches. One Redditor recommends toss the meatballs in a skillet for a couple minutes to get a nice crispy outer layer. Meatballs can also be added to breakfast fry-ups with ingredients like potatoes, eggs, cheese, peppers, and onions. It's an unusual choice for a breakfast dish, but mixing up your choice of breakfast meat can go a long way in keeping your diet interesting. Usually associated with the Irish in its standard uncanned form, canned corned beef didn't become popular until World War I when it was rationed to British and Allied troops. Usually made from beef brisket, canned corned beef is cured with ingredients such as salt, sugar and sodium nitrate, a preservative that gives the beef its distinct pink colour. Perhaps the most famous corned beef dish, corned beef hash, makes a hearty breakfast staple. This classic meal combines corned beef with potatoes, white onion, baked beans and a range of spices, which are fried together until nice and crispy. The dish is often topped with a fried egg. Canned corned beef can also be mixed in with eggs for an innovative twist on a classic omelette. So why not step out from your usual breakfast routine and give this old classic a new look? Many people have a love-hate relationship with the canned meat product known as Spam. On one hand, Spam has been praised for its unique flavour. On the other, it's been criticised for its high sodium, calorie and fat content. Whatever we think about Spam, one thing is certain. The processed meat is incredibly popular and has been since it was launched back in 1937. While many think of Spam as a versatile mystery meat, the product's list of ingredients is surprisingly simple, as it contains a mixture of ground pork and ham, salt, sugar, potato starch, water, and our old friend sodium nitrate. The canned meat makes a great addition to breakfast dishes. It pairs well with cheese, so try the meat in a breakfast sandwich with egg and a slice of cheese. Alternatively, use it in a hash, or pop strips of Spam into your breakfast burrito. Those wishing to get really creative can even grill Spam slices in a waffle iron for a crispy bacon replacement. There are just so many ways to use it.
Egg and Spam? Egg, bacon and Spam? Egg, bacon, sausage and Spam? Spam, bacon, sausage and Spam?
While canned bacon may not be as crispy as slices straight off a frying pan, it does retain some of the flavour and texture of fresh bacon. Of course, there's nothing like the real thing, so canned bacon is best suited to emergency scenarios where fresh bacon isn't available. One thing to remember is that canned bacon is generally layered with parchment paper to keep the individual slices from sticking together. This can admittedly make the bacon strips unsightly and somewhat difficult to remove from the can. Still, it can be used in pretty much any recipe that calls for standard bacon. Bacon is a breakfast staple. Savoury and salty, the meaty strips of goodness can be added to a huge range of day starters. Be it fried, scrambled, or poached, the crispiness of bacon makes a great addition to the creamy richness of eggs. Bacon and eggs is a classic dish that most of us have probably tried at least once in our lives. Canned bacon can also elevate other breakfast classics such as quiche, pancakes, waffles, and even cheesy breakfast pizza.